What is going on, people? Welcome back to episode 2 of Low Tide with McDilly and the Wander. Dun dun
Hey,
dun.
Hope you guys are doing nice.
Roll the intro. Low tide, low tide, low tide, low tide. Low tide.
That's what you want it to be.
That's what I think it should be.
That's what you're thinking of. Low.
I mean, is that copyright
Low
infringement
tide.
from Blue's Clues? Maybe. But I think it works. But anyways, without further ado, for those of you who don't remember what Low Tide is, because this is only the second episode, it is still brought to you by Ride the Tide Sports Podcast. It is just basically your non-football podcast. Mondays and Fridays are the regulars, and after college football and NFL, you've already had an hour 15, hour 20 minutes of information. That doesn't give you enough time to hear about any baseball, any hockey, any basketball, and that's what Low Tide's here to do, and that's what me and Jesse are here to do. That's to break down the ball, the bat, the ball, the hoop, and the puck and the stick. So without further ado, we're going to start with the ball and the bat. So this is obviously the hottest topic in the MLB because the man just doesn't stop. And that is Aaron fucking Judge. He hit home run number 60. Yes, the man hit number 60. And not only Wait, let me just say this. Not only did he do that, but by doing that, he is now put currently in first place in batting average in the American League, which now makes him currently front runner for the Triple Crown as of right now. Okay, Jesse.
Man. I don't know, pass him an average, right?
I hope so. I'm going to be honest, okay? There's not a lot of things that I selfishly don't want to come true because of me being a Detroit fan, but I have no problem admitting this is one of them, and I know Tyler has my back on this one after the last podcast, agreeing. I like that Miggy won Triple Crown 2012, and no one else has been close. I hope he doesn't get it. I think New York fans, I'm going to get a lot more entertainment of watching them be pissed because he was maybe a 0.1 average away or something than him getting it.
Mm-hmm.
And I would much rather him. I might cry if he does this. I agree, Tycho. I agree. I will also cry because Miggy winning Triple Crown is one of the biggest things that I can say, okay, but he's done this and your guy hasn't. So when people say, oh, Trout's better or whoever's better, I can always pull it out of my ass. I don't need people telling me Judge is a better player and then they have this argument in front of them. Because then I'm going to have to start looking at the stadiums and look at how hard it is to hit a homer at Comerica and then how hard it is to hit a homer at Yankee Stadium because that also will be implied. But
Tigers are changing the dimensions.
Yeah, I heard about that. And I think that's going to do nothing but hurt us more if they make it deeper. But if they make it smaller, good shit.
They're not making it deeper, Dylan. Use your head.
Well, if they're making it smaller, then it's probably because they realize that we can't hit home runs on our own. So they said, well, we have to help them physically. They're not wrong. But before we move off of Aaron Judge, I want to say this. His home run ball was caught in a dog pile of kids. Now, those kids were some college kids that gave the ball back for free and said that he didn't want anything for it and said that he wanted Judge to have the accomplishment himself. Jesse, I haven't seen a bag fumble this bad in a very long time.
2022. It is perfectly fine to take someone's achievement ball and get profit for it. Nothing wrong with it.
You are going to get a stupid amount of money.
We're past
Aaron
that.
Judge is the highest paid player in the American League. You think he wasn't going to give you anything?
Bro, this is the home run. This is this home run 60. Home run 60 hasn't been done by a right-handed hitter since Babe Ruth.
Correct, and he's one away from now tying history all time.
Gone forever.
It's historic shit. And this man got it. He got a couple of autographed balls just from Judge, just because he said I wasn't going to give you anything. So him and his two buddies, all three of them each got a ball. But yeah, I think this is a horrible bag fumbled.
I would have got the check.
I can't fucking believe he did that. He's a dumbass. I'm just going to say that.
Throw him on class, I guess, but
No,
I think it's
I don't care what
non-classy
you
to
say
get
about
the
our
bag.
podcast. We will not praise that.
He should have
You
chased the
get
bag.
the fucking money.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Get the bag.
I agree. But anyways, they kept the momentum rolling. Very next day, or actually it was the very next day. Giancarlo Stanton, bases loaded. Haven't seen this in a very long time this year. Walk-off grand slam. Stantonian homer, as the broadcaster would say. And I just want to say this. Here's my problem. Stanton's heating up. Judge never stopped. Judge never cooled down. All right, he started heating up fucking game 1, and he's gonna do it till 162. This is the best I have felt ever. I was gonna say since we've done the podcast, and I realized it hasn't been as long as I thought it was. So I'll just say in the past 5 years of the Yankees having a legitimate chance to go far in the playoffs. Every year I expect them to choke.
The Yankees need another World Series, though.
No, they don't.
Exactly. So we don't.
I'm gonna continue to laugh and hope they choke, but this is the best that they've been going into it.
Yeah, they
I
look.
think everything
they do-
lines up very well for a Yankees-Dodgers World Series and any casuals fans or in a diehards fans, to be honest with you.
That's what you're feeling. Dodgers, Yankees. Do you want to call that now?
No, because I want to say Toronto and the Dodgers.
Heart and
That's what I
mind.
wanna
Heard
call.
that. Heard that.
You know that's what I want.
That grand slam, that walk off, that shit was beautiful.
It was a great call. It was a great home run. And now it's time to get into Great Britain. I didn't even mean to do that segue. I didn't even know that was coming up next. I'm just that fucking good. But Great Britain, for the first time ever in the history of the World Baseball Classic, has qualified. And this is a big deal because we finally get to see some UK players in the World Baseball Classic. It's never been seen before, to the point where I don't even know what players are going to be UK. I expect there to be a handful of players that I see for that team that I go, no fucking way. I had no idea. Or like a star pitcher that I don't really hear him talk or something like that. Or they could be absolute dog shit.
Yeah, I don't know what to expect from the Brits.
I have no idea what to expect from the Brits, but I got a question for you, Jesse, only because this is how I can tell if you're really getting into baseball. I know I'm going to be watching. I don't know if you have or had planned on, but the World Baseball Classic is coming up this year. Are you watching?
I probably will.
Love to hear that. Now, some games at 4 a.m.
I'll probably have a baby screen.
Come on, you're going to want to watch Japan versus Korea at 4 a.m. I know you are.
Yeah. I'll be on the game and I'll be like, damn, I should go to bed. Oh, shit. No, Korea and Japan are playing. Damn, I'm up now. Let's go.
Qualifiers are on. Sorry, babe. I'll be in there in a couple hours.
I'm up.
I'm confused.
I got work at 8. I want to
What's funny is I can see fucking your girlfriend coming down and being like, Jesse, are you up? And it's like 7 a.m. You just bloodshot. Yeah, I'm sorry, babe. They had qualifiers. One at 1 a.m., one at 4 a.m.
Ninth inning just ended.
I didn't think they were going to do it to me, but they didn't give a fuck.
Shit went extra innings you wouldn't believe.
Oh, man. But now it's time to get into some MLB playoff eliminations. There's some teams that aren't going through. There's some teams that clinched. We're going to start off with the teams that didn't go through. And it's time for Dylan to give his favorite rant of the year. Hit the music, Tyler, because it's celebration time. The Los Angeles Angels are officially eliminated from the playoffs. Shohei Ohtani and Mike Trout, you're gonna have to wait till next year because once again, you guys couldn't do it. You're the only people on the team. The Angels, once again, build your hopes up in the beginning of the year, and they make you think, oh, maybe this is the year. Maybe our pitching staff has improved. Maybe we can go long-term in games. No! They fall apart again. They fail, and they
No, you can't. Angels, they just can't do it. Like, maybe Ohtani can get, like, an AL MVP because he robs Judge. But
he's not getting AL MVP. Shut the hell up. You know that's not true. Aaron Judge is leading in 9 categories right now. Out of the 10. The only thing he's not is stolen bases. Get out of here, Jesse. It's locked.
They keep making it an argument. I'm simply speaking from the press.
You need to put that in a briefcase and walk up out of here.
They keep trying to say he doesn't have enough to beat out Ohtani. I think it's crazy, but they keep saying that.
They is not, whoever they is wrong, okay? They fucking ignore they. That's why you don't do drugs, kids. They's wrong. But the Los Angeles Angels are officially eliminated. And you know what? They're not the only one. Speaking of teams that got eliminated, hate to be that guy, but you're not alone. You killed him. You killed the music down if you want a little bit, because now it gets a little sad. But the Angels just had to do that. Fuck me. Now we're gonna talk about the Texas Rangers. They also got eliminated. They had a wild game the last week. We'll get into in a little bit why that was a wild game. But the Texas Rangers, I just want to say this: you have $100 million infield, and you didn't make the playoffs with 2.5 weeks left in the season. It's not what you want to see. You know, Corey Seager and Semien, I'm just going to say one thing. If you guys don't get any bullpen help, because they don't have any money left to spend on fucking bats, you guys don't get any bullpen help, this will be a occurrence that you're going to have to get used to. It's a damn shame, but it's the truth.
It is the truth. They don't have a pitching unit whatsoever. They can't have low games.
No. And that's the problem. Is that the only time the offense was popping is when you were like, oh my God, Corey Seager has 2 home runs and 7 RBIs this game. So you're not going to get anything from that. The other team eliminated, the third one to close it out, is the Colorado Rockies. Who's surprised? No one's surprised. They hit a lot of homers this year. They actually did a lot better than I expected them to this year, to be honest with you. They started off the year looking like, we're not going to fuck around. And then what's crazy is I saw a video the other day, and somebody did the analytics. And do you know when the Colorado Rockies officially started dropping off in the season? Guess, because there's a reason why I'd be talking about this.
August.
After they lost to who?
You got me.
The Tigers. When we beat them 14-3.
Gone forever, Aaron Hernandez.
After that game, they didn't have a win streak longer than 3, when before that, they had 2 win streaks that were at like 5 apiece and 6 apiece, and they were currently one of the best teams in the NL. So the Tigers did one thing this year.
We broke the Rangers.
We broke the Rockies.
Oh, yeah, Rockies.
that was the one thing that I took away. I said, okay, good job, Tigers. You did something right. They did something else pretty well that we'll get into in a minute. But on the other side of that, there's some people that clinched. There's some teams that got in. And on the same day that the Angels got eliminated, the other team in their division, the Houston Astros, who a lot of people also see as a World Series contender, clinched the division, beating, guess who? The Tigers. They beat us, and they clinched the American League West. Who's surprised? No one. But the good thing is Seattle looking like wild card contenders still. And you would love to see them fucking break that streak and get in as well. The one thing I will touch in on the – what up?
I remember at the beginning of the year, before the baseball season started, we were literally talking about how some people we feel like wouldn't even know Seattle has a baseball team.
Correct.
Now look at them.
It's because Julio Rodriguez changed the fucking culture. He started hitting bombs. He started bringing more eyes here. And last year, do you remember at the end of the year, they had a big playoff push. The world was rooting for them to get in.
You need to respect Ichiro Suzuki right now.
Oh, I will give Ichiro all the respect in the world. I always respect the hell out of Ichiro.
Everyone's always known Seattle has had a baseball team because Ichiro Suzuki was always playing on it.
I said 2 weeks ago that they haven't had a baseball team since Ken Griffey Jr. and Ichiro Suzuki played on a team. And I remember saying that. So I never forgot about Ichiro, and he will never be forgotten. But I completely understand where you're coming from. And I appreciate you also bringing him up because it's true. That's the last time they had a team. And it's been that long since they were a fucking playoff team.
Mm-hmm.
just to speak on the Astros real quick, because I know that we did mostly because I don't like them. They have a really good team, and someone from their team also got Player of the Week, and so I'm just gonna just not bullshit with you. That player that got Player of the Week is a big indication of why I think so highly of them, and I also think that the Astros sadly are gonna go really far, probably ALCS. I hate it. Oh fuck, but it's true. I don't want it, but it's true.
There.
But he said the music, so now I got to get right into it. Player of the Week, if you did. Jesse, guess who it is?
They're an Astro. We already got that clue.
Yes.
Hitter.
Correct.
Is it that boy Tuck?
No. I'll give you one hint. Last year in the postseason, he broke a record, and it is now a new record, and it was in the World Series.
See, my brain is telling me Jordan, but I don't think it's Jordan.
Your brain would be correct.
Oh, good.
Player of the Week is Jordan Alvarez. Jordan Alvarez, in his last 29 games, has been hitting 14 hits, 11 runs scored, 5 home runs, 11 RBIs, 483 batting average, 516 OBP, and a 1.138 slugging, and has been absolutely hitting the cover off the ball. Jordan Alvarez, and
that's a bad guy to get hot.
Like I said earlier, there's some players you don't want to get hot in September. We talked about Judge and Stanton. Jordan's another one, but every year it seems like he gets hot in September.
He likes the pressure. He likes the closer it gets to that playoff time. And when it gets to playoff time, he's like, these hits. These are hits.
That's good. I feel like that's what you'd want in a player.
Yeah, but
if I want you to slump, have it be in April and come give me some in October.
Why does he have to be on the Astros?
That's what I think.
I love you.
When he got that big deal, I was so fucking mad.
He's nice. He's nice with the shits.
He's a dog. And that's why a lot of people like Jordan. They like Kyle Tucker. And they don't like the Astros. It's a damn shame.
I do like both of them.
Happy for Verlander. Glad that he got a fucking playoff clinch, I guess.
Yeah.
But anyways, back to the other teams that have clinched. We are starting off back in New York, which is the New York Mets. They might not still end up winning the division, but Max Scherzer got his 200th career win, and that sent the Mets to the playoffs for the first time since 2016. They might met it up when it comes to getting the division, but they didn't met it up in terms of clinching the playoffs.
Which is progress.
Which is better. But I'm gonna be that guy, all right? Mets are gonna lose the NLDS. And I have no problem saying that.
Who are they gonna lose to?
I'm not gonna go that far, but if they see the Dodgers, they ain't gonna win that series. So yeah.
Got a baseball message here from Fuller 125. Can the Tigers go back to the time when we had Granderson and Verlander, Max Scherzer, when it was a better time for Detroit baseball?
Correct. That would be 2012.
Back for you, Fuller. Verlander and Max Scherzer are still in the league. Go get them.
You know what's crazy? The last two teams we just talked about, the Astros, Verlander, and the Mets, Scherzer. So they're both going to the playoffs. So you will see them in the playoffs. Just fucking not for us.
Gone forever.
Tiger bullpen is gone, and I fucking hate the Tigers. I'm so sorry. It's just very aggravating right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
But. There's one more team, and it's the other team in the division. We don't know who's going to be number one, but we know that the Braves also clinched. The defending champs are back in the postseason after they beat the Nationals. The Mets and the Braves are both back in. I do like this because Jesse asked me a question a minute ago. Who is somebody that you could see beating the Mets in a 3-game series? This team right here.
I do see it. I like the Braves.
I could see the Braves doing it. I could see them doing it in a 5-game series, which would be the NLDS. And
I feel like they have the same rotation as last year, pretty much, when it comes to pitchers.
They didn't need to, bro. They just slumped first half and heated up second half. It's almost like they said, hey, bro, let's not worry first half. We're the champs. The Mets are going to fuck up at some point. Wait for them to fuck up. The first month after the All-Star break, the Mets fucked up. and then they took advantage of it. And I can't really say that I was surprised, but I can say that the fact that both of them clinched the playoffs right now and neither one of them is still one in the division, that 1 and 2, that wild card spot and that clinching spot, that could be determining a lot in the new playoff format, So I think that's going to be big for whoever wins that division, especially seeding wise. And that is all the clinches that we have. And I'm trying to just see if there is any other baseball news. Oh, yeah, hell yeah, there is. We have...
What's going on, guys? Tycho here, taking a quick break in the action to tell you about sixpackcoverage.com. You can go on there and check out all your favorite sports, finance, food and travel, fitness, and entertainment podcasts. They've got it all on there, as well as content from all of your favorite colleges, with more on the way and more added every day. So make sure you check that out, as well as the merchandise tab. Be sure to get all of your six-pack coverage gear at the merch tab there with the hats, flags, all that good stuff. Make sure you guys check it out today, sixpackcoverage.com.
Thank you, Tyler. I appreciate that. I did need some sort of transition. That's what you're here for. That's why you're the best producer in the game. Shout out, Tycho. But pulled off a triple play. We saw a triple play, and also we saw 2 triple plays in the span of 2 days. Let's start with Baltimore. Baltimore, you're 4 games back in the postseason picture. But once again, you still find yourself in the headlines because, like I said from the start of the year, you guys might be losers, but even though you lose games, you still find ways to stay relevant and entertaining.
Fun to watch, except when they played the Tigers. Don't know how that was happening, but it happened.
I don't know how that happened either. But they pulled off a pretty nice triple play, Jesse.
I don't give a fuck. They can pull
Well,
off.
you said give a fuck. It's very hard to
I
pull off.
want to win. I want wins.
Well, you know what? You get 3 outs in the span of 1 ball. It's a quicker way to win. It's a quicker way to win. It's a quicker way to win.
You think?
Hey, man. I'll tell you what. That's momentum boost right there. Triple play.
Yeah.
And then when
You want to know what's momentum boost? You want to know what's the momentum boost? The fact we couldn't beat the fucking Tigers 2 out of 3 games, and we have to go against the Astros next. And then when we're done with the Astros, oh yeah, we can play the Red Sox. That'll be fun. Like, we could win those games, but then we got to go against the fucking Yankees. And Judge is going to give us 6 home runs in 3 games.
Yeah, Judge is smashing Baltimore this year. That's a problem.
I knew if we weren't in playoffs by now, we weren't making it. Because
y'all put yourself in a pickle.
we literally play Houston, then Boston, then the Yankees, then finish the season on Toronto.
Good luck. Toronto's sitting pretty nice.
Yeah. So is Houston. So are the Yankees.
But also, the crazier thing is, then the very next day, a fucking another triple play happened. The Texas Rangers, who, talking about finding a way to stay relevant, they pull off a triple play, and in the same game they pulled off that triple play, they got eliminated from the playoffs. Why does it all make sense? Because they were versing the Angels. And only some fucking wacky shit like this would happen against the Tigers or the Angels. That's how I look at it.
Yeah. Feel bad for the Rangers. They got knocked out by a team that was already knocked out further than them.
Yeah, but honestly, the Angels were knocked out 2 months ago?
Yeah, I was about to say. Close to the
2.5 months ago? In my head, I knocked him out probably 3 months ago, but yeah.
They weren't first.
Yeah, and the Angels are the Angels, but you know what matters and you know what's important? Albert fucking Pujols, because Albert Pujols hit .698. We are 2 away, people. There's 2 weeks for 2 homers. That's what you need to know.
He's got it.
He's got this shit in the bag.
He's not gonna make you out.
There's no
not
fucking
gonna
way
make you out.
he leaves
Let's start
his
with
career on a
He's
cliffhanger.
not going to do it.
Stop being that guy.
He's not
do
going to
it.
do it. He's
Man, I
slowing.
put so much money on that.
He was on a hot one, and now he's been slowing
I
down.
put so much money. He gets those
He only
2.
has 2 at-bats a game.
He's getting them 2 in 2 weeks.
Not happening, Albert.
Albert Pujols is also the 3rd player in MLB history
Walk
to
up
reach
intentionally.
2,200 career RBIs. Once again, Albert's breaking records. We love to see it. We love Albert, and I love that he continues to have his name pop up on this podcast. The more I can talk about Albert, the better I fucking feel inside. Now, it's time to talk about the Detroit Tigers, and it's time to talk about Dylan going on a good rant for the first time this year. Oh, man.
Give it to
It's
him.
actually a good rant. So, the Tigers signed a new GM, and at first glance, I had a couple questions. The Tigers decided to sign Scott Harris. Who is Scott Harris? Does a little bit of research. Okay, he was the GM for the Giants, looking at the Giants farm club, looking at what he's building for the Giants. I'm like, okay, but the Giants were kind of good every 2 years. Do a little bit more digging. Bingo. Found exactly what I needed to see. For 8 years, he set up the Cubs' entire rebuild process. He set up the Cubs' entire farm system and was with the Cubs and got the Cubs that World Series championship that they got in 2016. He is responsible for the team that was built behind that. And he said his number one thing that he wants to do is get in, build young players, and develop young players. And I don't have to worry about it because I watched him do it to a team that didn't win a World Series in over 100 years, come in to a farm system, scratch everything out, and in 8 years win a World Series. I'm just saying with what the Tigers have more right now than what the Cubs did when he was starting. The only thing we don't have is a sustainable, consistent farm club that I think he's going to be able to come in and fix. He's going to bring new pieces over to the front office, and I love this move. Love it. Tyler, I also want your take on this because you were a big Fire Al Avila guy, so I just want to know, is it a thumbs up or a thumbs down for you?
Well, it's a thumbs up from me because it's not Al Avila. Sold.
Perfect. Jesse? You're muted.
You're right. I like what he's done. I like how he's gone about things in Chicago. So with the talent we have here that for some reason they can't click themselves, maybe he can be their light bulbs to turn it on. Jesus. We need it.
100%. So I'm very happy about that signing. And with that, that is all the baseball that we have for you. And now we get into some puck. Yes, we actually have a good amount of puck, you know. I didn't expect to have as much puck as we have, but good amount of puck. So, starting off with the NHL, we have the players talking about some things that they wanted as new rules. We had some players saying that, I believe Tyler Bozak said that he wants less refs on the ice because there's too many of them fucking out there and they're always in the way. And they were just asking some players, what would you like as a rule change? But the number one thing that most players said that they would like to be a thing is voting on NHL to make 3-on-3 overtime endless and just getting rid of the shootout. I want your take. I want to know how you feel about this. I don't know how you feel about this. I'm against it. I think the shootout is one of the best parts of hockey. I think anytime a game goes into shootout, I'm happy that I get to leave that game knowing no matter what happened that I got to see a shootout. Does 3-on-3 overtime, is it amazing? Yes. Is 5 minutes and fast-paced action all that I need to see until a shootout? Yes. I don't think there's any reason to tamper with this. I think it's very interesting that the players can like this better. Maybe it's a precedent. Maybe they don't like the fact that they have to just rely on a breakaway situation. I don't know what it could be. You know, I'm not a fucking NHL player. But what I do know is that I don't think there's any reason why the NHL should change what it already is. If it isn't broke, don't fix it. Implementing 3-on-3 was one of those situations that a lot of people were like, what are you doing? But it turned out to be amazing. I don't think you need to touch it anymore. That's my take. Tyler booed. Jesse, what's your take?
You know, I think that I love shootouts. I want shootouts to continue. And the only reason I could see them thinking about changing this is they just feel like it's too unfair for the goalie. But I can't see that myself, so
And that's
I don't know.
ridiculous.
I don't know why they would feel that like shootouts are. Maybe they don't like the guys that are getting put out for shootouts on their team, and they're like, "Yeah, fuck that. Let's change that." They always send this guy on; he never fucking makes it.
I think that might be it, but I don't think there's any reason for them to tamper with it.
Keep it.
Keep it the way it is. But now it's time to get into Nathan MacKinnon. He is now the new highest paid player in
Not by that much. But he is.
Record-breaking deal. Avs superstar is now being paid 8 years on a $12.6 million AAV contract per The Athletic. I'm not going to lie. I'm not surprised. Now, it's a lot of money. It's a big deal. 8 years. But, I mean, he was one of the best players in hockey, if not the best. Then he goes and wins you a Stanley Cup. It's hard to see how this deal wasn't going to be made. We saw on the podcast a month ago, he said that he wanted the big money. All of us agreed. I don't know if you were here, Jesse, but I know that Luke and Tyler also said that he should get paid the big money. And he did. So I think that the Avalanche did the right thing. They gave him the money, and hopefully that he can be that guy, you know, for however long this fucking, I don't want to say dynasty. What's the word you put right below dynasty?
Decent hockey team.
Decent hockey team. Let's see how long this decent hockey team lasts.
I was going to say, I don't know if they got one of those. I can't think of it.
But, Jesse, I got a question for you. You got milk?
Indeed, I do. I got milk.
You know who else does? It's Toronto.
Yep.
Toronto's got milk. Toronto has a new jersey sponsor ad, and this has to be my favorite one that I've seen yet. It is Milk. It is a new dairy company that is in Toronto, and it is what you see. It's a milk dairy company, just called Milk, spelled M-I-L-K, and on their jersey sleeves, if you just need a little bit of a demonstration right here, it just says Milk on their jerseys. That is their sponsor.
I thought you were. It says got milk. I was like, hold on. Are you telling me this is the same people that were putting the posters in my school that says got milk?
Yes, same company.
Oh, it is?
Yes.
I love that. Love that.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't fuck with Toronto, but I kind of like this a lot. I think it's hilarious. This is my favorite jersey sponsor so far. But it's time to get into a little bit of sadness. We have not one big name hanging it up, but two defensemen, actually. And starting with PK Subban, who is retiring at age 33. The three-time NHL All-Star announces that he's retiring after 13 seasons. He says, and I quote, "The end of this chapter is closing." I mean, hey, I think of PK Subban, I'm going to be honest. I think he was the best defenseman that I saw in my career play for the Canadians. That was just me. I mean, not my career. Jesus. My career. My lifetime. God. I didn't have a damn career.
You already had your career.
What's your respect on Shea Weber right now? Respect Shea Weber. He played there too.
I'm not going to say that he was better than PK in PK's prime. I think Shea Weber's prime was on the Predators. That's just me, though.
I'm just saying, you said that played for that team. And
okay, fine.
My opinion
in
that
his prime,
Weber is a better hockey player than Subban.
In his prime. I'll change my wording around. But I think that PK Subban, I mean, the last 2 years, his name wasn't really in it. Once he went to Jersey, Luke pretty famously said on this podcast, now that he did retire, that this was kind of the end of his career. It was. Now that I think about it, I'm going to have to make that a clip and post that on the talk because that's hilarious. Now that I think about that, I'm going to find that in the vault. But
say this. PK Subban, to the black community, was one of the only hockey players a lot of niggas knew.
I was going to say this, but I didn't know how it was going to come up. I was going to say, he was my, thank you. I was going to say,
I got you.
I appreciate you 1,000%. I couldn't say it, but yes.
It wouldn't have been controversial, Dylan. It would have been accepted.
I appreciate it. I was going to say, he was my favorite black hockey player that I've seen in my life.
Hey, I'm going to be honest.
Him and Wayne Simmons.
Yeah, that's who I can remember.
And Zach Fuller says that Toronto should call themselves the Toronto Milk Leafs after this sponsorship.
Milk Leafs.
I got no problem with it. Or the Maple Milks.
I like that one. Toronto.
I think it might have to be the Maple Milks.
Toronto Maple Milks.
That's what I'm calling them all next year. I don't care if they get annoyed at me. I'll do it every time. If they have them on the picks, I'll do it every time. Second player, Big Z. Zdeno Chara is retiring. He signs a one-day contract with the Bruins, which you just fucking love to see. So he's going to retire with the team that he played 25 seasons with, and he was the captain for majority of that time. I mean, he won a couple cups with the Bruins. He won to the playoffs a lot of years with the Bruins. He was an all-star, hardest shot. A lot of people love Zdeno, and this one kind of makes me sad. I'm not gonna lie a little bit. I love Big Z.
Yeah, it's a sad time. We knew it was gonna happen. He's played a long time, you know.
It's hard for me to really really root for a Boston player, but I always liked Zdeno. I don't think anyone ever had a problem with Zdeno. He was just Chara. You just love Chara. So he gets to finish his career on a one-day deal with Boston, which you just love to see. And that, what's up?
I said as he should.
As he should. He deserves it. He got you guys a cup. He was your captain for enough years. I think he deserves it. It's good for him. And that is all the.
No need to bring the Maple Leafs up again, but I'm going to bring the Maple Leafs up again. With Zdeno Chara retiring, there's now 0 active players in the NHL that have lost to the Toronto Maple Leafs in the playoffs. 0. Not a single player in the NHL right now has ever lost to the Toronto Maple Leafs in the playoffs in their lifetime.
I love it. I fucking love it.
As
a proud Red Wing fan, I love it. That makes me very happy. But now it's time to get into the last piece. It's NBA. And in case you didn't know, maybe it has something to do with the fact that we're in fucking September. There's not a lot of news. But here's what we have.
Coming soon. But it ain't here yet.
We will, shortly. But this time, this is a breeze right here. We have Robert Sarver announcing that he has started the process of finding buyers for the Suns and Mercury, both out of Phoenix. And it was also revealed that Adam Silver, commissioner, and other NBA governors convinced Robert Sarver that it would be best to sell the team. Now, I think there's only one person who can buy this team. Luka Doncic, proud owner of the Phoenix Suns. We saw in the playoffs.
You know how disrespectful it would be for him to be like, I want part of the team. Jordan has Charlotte. I want Phoenix.
He buys a stock in the Suns.
Why? He couldn't. That'd just be disrespectful because he's going to put their stock down.
Oh my God.
He sells their stocks before he plays them in the playoffs.
Oh, that would be hilarious. Oh, I mean, what do you think of this, Jesse?
I mean, it's what should be going down. I don't know. I feel like it was a funny Zoom call that went down for them convincing him to get rid of the team, and I don't think he wanted to. And they're like, you don't have a choice. Like, we're telling you to, but, like, we're going to put it in the public as we convinced you to, as if it wasn't a decision made, whether you liked it or not.
Right. Then, yeah, he shouldn't have had a choice. He didn't deserve a fucking choice.
No, he did not. The audacity on the piece of shit.
No. So, get his ass the fuck up out of here. But to close up the pod, we got to talk about LeBald. This man, LeBald, ain't got a goddamn hair on his head. Have you seen a shinier bald head than this man right here? My Lord, the glare. Protect your eyes. Jesus.
That's Uncle Bron.
Now you want to talk about fucking Uncle Dre.
Uncle Dre? Did you just mean to say Uncle Drew?
Did I say Uncle Dre?
Jesus fucking Christ. This thing got a whole movie and you still fucked it up. You got to film us like a whole role played.
I did say Dre. Oh my God. Uncle Drew. Got a little older. But here's the thing. I love that he looks like this. Because I just imagine LeBron, just think about it, okay? LeBron puts up, this is the stat line. LeBron James, 42 points, triple-double, has the game of his career, and he goes down the court postering people and just looks like this.
He's just reminding you again, I've been here for a while, and I'm still getting buckets.
I fucking love it. He's going to make them feel.
With a beard.
He's going to make them feel like while you're playing against him, you're like, who is this old motherfucker? And then he's going crazy on you.
Oh, stop it.
It's a mind game.
never a who is this old motherfucker. It's goddamn, Bron. You really are old.
No, that's what it is. Yeah.
Hey,
Damn,
cooking.
Bron. How long you been in the league?
You finally let go of that hair you've been applying every year?
Nah, that hairline was holding on for his goddamn life, bro.
What do you mean? He recreated it. We're not going to talk about this, but that hairline disappeared, reappeared, extended, declined, came back. Now he said, all right, I don't really want to
He
spend
created his own hairline out of thin air. It needed to go.
He's all beard. That's the move.
And he's now officially, as you saw, LeBron. But that's all the news that we had for you that is not football related for episode 2 on Low Tide. If you do want to see more podcast news or podcasts in general, whether that be entertainment, sports related, whatever that is, you're going to head over to Six Pack Coverage. That's right there in the top right corner. Then you're going to head right over there and get all your podcast needs. If you want to get any of the merchandise, you already know what to do. October 1st, it's coming up. The Tailgate, Grand Valley. Just got to shout it out to you guys one more time. If you want to know the next time you're going to see us on the podcast, for those of you who have not gotten the memo by now, Mondays and Fridays, that is most likely what you're going to be seeing for Ride the Tide podcast. And then Low Tides will be every Wednesday. So you're getting 3 pods, 2 football, 1 not. You're getting more of us. So honestly, it's the best of fucking both worlds. And I don't see how you could be upset with this. So the next time that we will see you guys is on Friday. Well, you guys will get a recap of the Thursday night football and Monday night football game, as well as the preview for college and the NFL games, and maybe a little bit of news about a retirement that happened as well that Jesse brought to my attention. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Thank you guys so much for watching. We appreciate you. You have a fucking great night. Peace.
That's me.